But instead of worrying about what the currency is, what we are going to be using to exchange something of value, to receive something of value that we're going to give to someone else, instead of focusing and worrying about that, why don't we start to shift our money into the mindset of wealth? Of wealth. And this one's going to be tricky because there's more to this. And this is the big aha that started to come for me that I really want to share. There's more to this topic of wealth than you can possibly imagine. So, wealth, what is wealth? What is the definition of wealth? The definition of wealth, one of the original definitions of wealth, is actually happiness. The definition of wealth is happiness. It's also prosperity in abundance. Prosperity in abundance of possessions or riches. That's the Middle English, from the Middle English in the mid 1300s. I want you to think about something, and I'm curious if anybody's ever thought about this. What do you have a wealth of? What do you have an abundance of? For a mother with many, many children, my mother had an abundance of children. I'm the 10th of 11 children. She had an abundance of children. She also had an abundance of ironing. She had an abundance of dishes to do. She had an abundance of housework to do. That it was abundance. You might say, I have an abundance of bills. I have an abundance of debt. I have an abundance of worries. I have an abundance of tasks. I have an abundance of. What do you have an abundance of? Yes, you can have an abundance of love for your family. Absolutely, you can. I want you to expand the definition of wealth, and I want you to start to see that you can have an abundance of everything. You don't just, when you have wealth, when you are wealthy with abundance, it's not just about currency. It's not just about an accumulation of investment and money. It's not just about houses and cars. That is not the only way you can have an abundance. If you're willing to see this and you're willing to understand that you have an abundance of a lot of different things, and you start to open up your mindset to it, this is going to start to work in your favor because you get to start choosing to think about abundance in a whole new way. Now, some women, they talk about having an abundance of shoes. Some men have an abundance of hats or an abundance of tools, right? People oftentimes have things that they really love and they accumulate many, many things in that way. And they have an abundance of those things. So what if you were to start looking at what you have an abundance of and you started being open to understanding that there is abundance all around you?